You ever watch a TV show that just literally puts a smile on your face? You enjoyed it so much? That was me after watching Never Have I Ever. Literally the best movie I ever had during this quarantine. Hey everyone, it's Sharana from Para Waits, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Netflix series Never Have I Ever, which is now streamed on the Netflix platform. The series is created by Lang Fisher and Mindy Kaling as it centers around the complicated life of a young teenage Indian girl who is just really having a tough time, you guys, okay? This is her sophomore year of high school. She is determined that she is not going to be uncool anymore. She is going to be popular this year. She is going to get the boy. She's going to lose her virginity. She's going to do the dap burn thing. But also, too, she has to deal with a very rough relationship with her mother as they're dealing with the recent loss of her father who died traumatically. And so for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Hello, so glad you came. I hope you stay. I tell you what I enjoyed about the series, what I didn't like about the series, and is it worth your quarantine time? Binging it or not, okay? We got a lot of time on our hands, a lot of TV to watch. We can't be wasting our time on stuff that doesn't really matter, that doesn't pique our interest, isn't worth what we have to offer. But going into what I liked about Never Have I Ever, first and foremost, has to be Maitri Ramakrishnan. She is Devi, who is basically the lead in this series. I would have to say the charisma that she brings to this character, you just want to root for her. Her character is not perfect. She's flawed, but she's also confident. She's funny. She makes poor choices at times, but she's someone that you ultimately want to root for. And also, too, it's nice being able to see a young woman depicted in these series who knows that she's smart, she knows she's intelligent, she knows what she has to offer, and doesn't try to turn that off for anyone. She's very stubborn at times, but she's very confident in being who she wants to be, and she's very secure with that, even though she's still struggling with the whole being uncool portion of it. I also want to give a shout out for the diversity of Never Have I Ever. You have a series that not only centers around a young Indian woman, but also you have Afro-Latina Fabiola, her character played by Lee Rodriguez. You also too have Ramona Young, who plays Eleanor, who is Asian. Also too with our eye candy of the series, Darren Barnett as Paxton. I hope that he's above age, because then it's gonna be really creepy if he's not. But I was like, okay, eye candy, okay, and you're not your typical white male lead. I was like, thank you for the extra diversity right there. But also too, like with their tropes, even though this series is predictable at times, and it kind of turned out the way that I thought it would. I love how it doesn't necessarily focus on the typical things that you see in these young adult series where you have the evil popular girl who always bullies our protagonists of the series. I like that they use some of the same tropes, but they do things in a different way to where you don't feel as though you're watching the same thing that you've been watching with all the other young adult movies and series that actually come out on Netflix and on any other network. And so I found that it was very refreshing to watch, because the young adults that they have in this series that they center around is not your typical kids that they really focus on in movies or TV series like this. And I was like, yes, you guys, thank you for giving us a breath of fresh air. Thank you for giving us the diversity. Thank you for giving us these new characters to root for. But also too, I would have to say, I really appreciate the focus on the relationship between Devi and her mother in the series. And not just the typical, mothers and daughters are always fighting, but really like struggling to come together as a family with dealing with the loss. And, for me, I lost my dad as well as Devi, and it was really refreshing to kind of watch that relationship, even though sometimes rocky, just watching them trying to navigate life, while dealing with grief, dealing with the loss of your spouse, but dealing with the loss of your father, especially if you felt that you were closer to your father than your mother. And so I appreciate those added layers, and also too, with her cousin Kamala, and really struggling with, wanting to continue your studies, wanting to be your own person, and not necessarily being ready for marriage, but most importantly, an arranged marriage in her situation. I like how this show has all of these different complex issues that its characters are dealing with, but also too, all of the characters get their shine on this series. You would think that the story would mainly focus on Davy, and for the most part it does, but it does break off to give all of the other, what you would normally call side characters, they all get their chance to shine. They all have their own issues that they're dealing with, and really that you become interested in. Typically you'll be like, why are you focusing on this person? I don't want to hear about them. Please go back to the main character. But I was very deeply invested in what everyone was dealing with throughout the course of the series, and so they do a very great job of making you care about the entire cast as a whole, and making you really want to root for everyone and to make sure that they have satisfying conclusions. And I also want to give a shout out to Jaron Lewison, who plays Ben, who is kind of like Davy's like rival. But I love the back and forth between them. It brings a lot of fun comedy. They're awkward, but they're both like just over the top, overachievers, very smart, very intelligent. So I kind of like the back and forth of them between the both of them throughout the entire season. Do I have anything bad to say about Never Have I Ever? Absolutely not. I had a great time watching this. Netflix, if you do not renew this for a season 2, we're going to have some problems. I'm going to start a petition. We riot tomorrow if I don't hear a renewal ASAP. If you love young adult comedy TV series, if you just like young adult anything, if you just want to feel like you want to go back to the time when life was so simple and all you had to do was have a crush that you could focus on, obsess over, like if that's all you want to do and you want to watch a nice TV series centered around an Indian girl who is living her best life, taking no for an answer, then this is the show for you. I had a really great time watching Never Have I Ever. I literally binged the entire series in a day, woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, just knocked it back to back to back to back to back. I think you guys are going to absolutely enjoy this. I had a great time, and I would definitely tell you guys that this is worth your time binging. This is definitely worth the quarantine time. Only 30-minute episodes. You're going to go through it like that. I went through it just like that, and I was just like, I can't believe it's over already. I was sad, but then I still had a smile on my face after watching it. So those are pretty much my thoughts on Never Have I Ever. As always, my name is Sharonda from Pay Or Wait. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. I'll see you soon.